Confined space. What do these words bring up? Feeling a bit claustrophobic? Confined spaces are large enough for a person to enter, but means of entry or exit are limited or restricted. It is not a designated place of work unless a risk assessment has designated it as such. And it may contain harmful levels of toxic or explosive atmospheres, have low oxygen, cause entrapment or engulfment. A person enters a confined space when their whole body, upper body, or head is within that space. Anyone entering a confined space is protected by Vedanta's Confined Space Standard. What is its scope? Our Confined Space Standard applies to all business units and managed operations. Who is involved? All people who work in a confined space, who are required as a standby, or who are on a rescue team, must be trained, competent, and tested. How does the process work? Confined spaces must be identified by permanent signage indicating a permit is required for entry. Before entering a confined space, you must prepare. You must be personally authorized to work in a confined space, and you will need a permit to work and a risk assessment. These will cover several important safety controls. If no supplementary protection, such as a breathing apparatus, is to be used, wash, drain, and ventilate the space thoroughly. Isolate or blank off all inlets and outlets, including double block and bleed as appropriate. Disconnect and blind tanks and vessels when possible. For work activities that are hazardous when confined, develop specific safety procedures. This includes hot work, chemical cleaning, steam cleaning, and abrasive blasting. Ventilate and purge where needed and under a documented procedure. You must have been issued a written permit by the relevant authority to enter a confined space. For work spread out over various shifts, the permit must be renewed or reissued. Apply the permitting process. Have a competent person assess risks. This includes levels of oxygen, contaminants, flammable and toxic substances, temperature extremes, and actions to be taken. Set out any ventilation requirements. Describe isolation procedures for energy sources and contaminants. List requirements for safety equipment, breathing apparatus, respiratory protection, rescue belt, lines, etc. Specify the sign-in and sign-out process for anyone entering the space. Set forth the duties of the standby person. This person must monitor the people and conditions inside the confined space and coordinate rescue teams when needed. The standby person must never enter the confined space unless they have first handed over duties to another authorized standby person. Ensure proper display of the permit. Set communication process and equipment between the standby and the people inside the space. List safety specifications for the equipment that is used within the space. Remember that low voltage lighting and equipment is preferred. Set up barricading. Plan for rescue. Aim at having 2 means of access. Finally, describe the completion procedure. Do apply all local laws and regulations. And remember, you must adhere to 100% of the standard 100% of the time.